Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the local pundit. Today it is Tactical Fortitude. And yes, Aaron is still on probation and apparently he had to work. But so what we've done is we have a true Birmingham expert in here, an expert on both teams really, because it's his two favourite teams. So let's bring him on in. Hiya, John.
Two favourite teams. Pull the other one.
It's just, let's have some fun. Birmingham. Okay, well, today, we are now in the lead up. We are less than, well, by this time tomorrow, we'll know the result.
Yes. Yeah, we should do.
Yeah, unless there's some stupid amount of extra time.
Which does tend to follow our games around at the moment, I'm not going to lie.
I have noticed that. The last game was like about 10 or 11 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a minimum of 8 minutes, but Sheffield Wednesday players decided that every single one of them had like a small injury that wanted to like go down and get up and go down, and then they complained when the referee added a little bit more time on. So
yep. I am really hoping I get the chance to get time to watch that game back in full today. I haven't yet. Why don't you give us a bit of a summation of that game?
Frustrating. It started off quite an even game. We then obviously took the lead in the 9th minute, I think it was, or 8th minute. Excellent finish by Stansfield. And then from that moment, pretty much until they scored, we were in complete control. As one-sided as a game and in control as we have been for some time, to be perfectly honest. And then one of our players decides to make a hideous error, pass them the ball basically, and then they scored. And then the game just kind of went a bit mad from that moment. Second half was absolutely dreadful, and then Davis incurred the wrath of the fans because he took off Patrick Roberts and Tommy Doyle on the 60th minute, which the crowd booed the changes because, to be quite honest, they were hideous changes because Doyle was the best player on the pitch by a million miles. And when we took those two off and we brought on Paik and I forget who else he brought on, we just it was Kumas. He brought on Kumas. We lost all control of the game, and we kept giving away silly free kicks. And then midway through the second half, we gave another silly free kick away, and Barry Bannon had been pinging in great balls all game. Swung one to the back post. The defender that made the mistake for the first goal decided actually that wasn't enough. I will just daydream and think about my Christmas shopping or something on the back post. Oh, there you go. I'll let you walk past me and score. Oh dear. Yeah,
I did see that goal, that one on the back post. Like literally, it looked like all he had to do was drop his foot out to stop the attacker getting that ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. When we signed him on loan, everyone, including myself, kind of thought, do you know what? That's not a bad signing. You know, Brighton paid him £9 million for him a season or odd ago. He'd done brilliantly for Derby in the Championship in that the season before he got sold. So, yeah, you kind of thought that, but I'll be honest, he's been at fault for the last three goals we conceded have all been his fault.
That's Alexander Cochrane you're talking about, is it?
No, Erin Cashin.
Oh, Cashin. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, he's and needless to say, I'll be absolutely amazed if he's anywhere near the pitch tomorrow night. Given that, well, I'll be brutally honest. He's got a long way to recover from that. Those, I mean, they weren't just sort of odd. It's been three glaring mistakes, and yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, Cashin. What's Cashin? 184. No, that's just over 6 foot, Morgan. So that's not quite small at all. He's a fair size. He might look small playing next to Clara.
Yeah, he isn't the tallest as centre backs go. I do agree with what Morgan's saying there. Is you usually expect, especially at this level, centre backs to be 6'4" and above. Yeah, he is a bit of, he's got an incredible jump on him. Apparently, he reads the game very well. I'm yet to see that, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubts about it. He has been absolutely terrible since he came in,
Okay.
which is a shame because Brighton don't buy bad players usually.
No. So I guess, well, talking tactics, I guess we're in the Tactical Fortitude show. So, I mean, do you think, 4-2-3-1 again for you guys?
It goes down on paper as 4-3-2-1, but the 10 doesn't really play a 10. So the 10 usually kind of just plays as like it's Stansfield that usually plays the 10 role, which means he'll either play up front or play off the striker or sort of floats around. When we have possession, it's usually a back three. The right back is usually the one that goes quite high up the pitch. Cochrane usually sits, and the 4 turns into a back three, and then essentially Laird or Brightside Samuel will move into the midfield, and then one of the wide players will notoriously go really wide, which I believe is usually the left winger, so it'd be Gray, and then like it was on Tuesday, Roberts, he will come more narrow to allow the width from the right back getting forward. So it overloads the middle of the park, but also pulls the team wider because you've got the width on the left hand side and allows the fullback to push wide on the right. So it's hard to it's one of those where, because we transition, we're one of these sides that it drives me bonkers, but we build up very slow from the back, but it's to get those people in those positions. So we're slow, and then all of a sudden the ball will go into midfield, and then it will ping very quickly between midfield to wide.
Yeah, looks like we've been hijacked here by somebody. Never heard of him, Josh Anthony, going Sackwatch. for which manager?
I'm going to say I didn't realise Parky was under that much pressure.
Yeah, it will be. It is an interesting one, because I mean, look, I think it's fair to say we're going in with the better form. I mean, you guys a draw, a loss, a win, and 2 losses, and we are 2 draws, a win, a loss, and a win. So we've had 2 wins, 2 draws. You guys have had a win and a draw in your last 5.
Yeah,
I mean, and I don't sort of put a lot of credence to it because every match in the championship is hard.
Yes, it is. It is. I won't lie. I would have preferred your fixtures compared to ours. I think.
You prefer to play Leicester?
Well, we already did. So.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, right now, I would prefer to go to Leicester away than Coventry away, if I'm honest.
Actually, I agree.
So, I mean, we're not great away from home this season, as it's been proved. But yeah, I also don't. We've not played well enough away from home. There's no getting around that. But equally, the fixtures haven't been kind to us. I mean, we've had Leicester away, Stoke away, Coventry away. All teams in the top end of the division. So it's not been kind.
Both teams have no excuse. The media hype on this game will make sure that the players, if they were ever needed anything to help them get up for a game, it has to be playing each other in this game.
I don't know. I was saying to Josh earlier, because he was like, "It's a big game." It's not really. It is for the media and it is for the sort of that side of things. But realistically, it's not a huge game as the league is concerned, and it's not really a huge game for either side. If you get my drift.
I 100% get your drift from the championship. I've got the table up over here. From the championship table, it's not. From our owners, obviously, it'll feature in Welcome to Wrexham, I would imagine, in the next season of Welcome to Wrexham, just because it makes good television. But in terms of a game for the championship, it's just another 3 points.
Yeah, and I won't lie, the general football fan is kind of sick of both of us. So, it's one of those where the media will make a big deal about it. I'm not convinced that most neutral football fans will really be bothered, if I'm being honest.
No. And, okay, so here's my dig to the general football fan then. The fact that the media is making a big deal of it and the fact that both these clubs are on a pretty serious upward trajectory, to be fair. Like, I mean, none more so than Wrexham, obviously, but with the increase in the value of this club over the last 4 years, it shows that with the right management and the right model, you can actually turn a club, and that doesn't necessarily mean Wrexham, it's any club, into quite a successful outfit with the right recipe.
Yeah, but general football fans don't think of that.
I know. Yeah.
You know, general football fans would rather see a Middlesbrough v Coventry, for example, that sort of game. You know, a top of the table clash. As I said to
Yeah.
Josh earlier, tongue in cheek, but it's a mid-table clash right now.
No, it's not even tongue in cheek. It just absolutely is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, you know, I'm going to say it's like I said, the media will build it up, and tomorrow night will be kind of annoying from the TV side of things. But you know, equally, the way that both sides have played so far this season, I don't actually think it's going to be a great game for the neutral to watch either. I'm not sure it's going to be a barnstorming great game of football. So,
Yeah, I agree
yeah.
with you on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the game, the racecourse last season, the 1-1, wasn't a particularly great game either, to be honest. It had a lot of fight and a lot of endeavour, and it was a tough game. But if you were a neutral fan watching it, you were like, okay, probably turned off halfway through. So,
Yep. And both managers won't care if it's not a great game as long as they get the 3 points.
exactly.
They don't care how they get them; they just want them. Andrew C saying it's big for us because we haven't won at home yet. Yeah, that's very true. We haven't won a championship game at home yet, and that is something we need to remedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can understand that. I can see that point.
Yep. So that's big. In terms of starting lineup for you, how you feeling? Like, is there anyone that's going to miss out this game?
Oh, we've got loads of injuries, mate. Stansfield and Brightside Samuel both went off injured against Sheffield Wednesday. So there is a doubt on both of them. The rumours are that both apparently are travelling and they will be fit, but fit to do what? Start? I have no idea. We've lost Ethan Laird. He's out for a minimum of 2 months. So if Brightside Samuel can't start, we actually have no right back. So I have no idea. You might even find a Water might even end up having to play right back because that's where he got shifted to on Tuesday.
Okay.
So yeah, Deutsch got injured in the warm up against Coventry, so he was due to start, but he got injured in the warm up, so never featured. He won't be back to the international break. We've still got obviously the long term injuries. Scott Wright, Lee Buchanan are out, so we've still only got one fit left back. So yeah, we're not in great shakes. I'm not going to lie. We're as I said in Josh's show earlier. It's if you were going to play us, now's the time to play us.
I agree with you there. Like, and this is just it. Every fan looks at it from their own team's perspective, and we're going on about Rathbone not being back now. I'd say Windass won't play this game. In my opinion, he might come on as an interchange, but I think he probably mightn't even play at all. So like losing Windass and you losing Stanfield, I would if Stansfield doesn't play. I would say they neutralise each other out. But like every team with their 25-man squad is going to have injuries to somebody at some stage.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think if Stansfield's got 2 legs attached to his body and a pulse in his body, I think he probably plays. As much as he gets a lot of stick from opposition fans, the lad is absolutely, he'll run through brick walls for you. So
Yep.
yeah, I would say I'm more likely to see him start than Brightside Samuel. I think that's the way I would look at it. But if he doesn't, my fear would be that we'll probably start Dykes because that's really our only other option, and that makes us very one-dimensional.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I mean, tactically wise, then I mean, look, I still expect you guys to have majority possession. Yeah, and it is the last game before the international break, and that's where, depending on the level of injuries to these players, i.e. Stansfield, i.e. Windass, I think that will determine whether they decide to risk the biscuit and actually play, knowing that they've got a couple of weeks off, or whether,
Yeah, I mean, obviously from us, it's there's a few interesting team selections from our side as well. I mean, Tommy Doyle got his first start in midfield, in central midfield for us against Sheffield Wednesday, and he was the best player on the pitch. And as a lot of neutrals kind of say, he is arguably probably the best midfielder in the league by a distance. Why it took us 8 games to actually start the kid in his natural position, I'm not quite sure. But he was every bit as good as we thought he was going to be. However, Davis didn't seem to be so enamored with him afterwards. Everyone else sort of, said you took him off at 60 minutes. The crowd booed, and we fell apart afterwards. We lost all control in midfield. And he kind of came out and sort of said, he did some things which he was pleased about, but there's still improvement. Kind of played it down. And obviously, he does love the Iwata-Paik partnership, which a lot of Blues fans would admit hasn't really worked this season. Both of them have been a little bit below their standards. So me being me, I would say if Doyle doesn't start, I'll be amazed. But part of me kind of thinks he might end up playing Paik and Iwata, and Doyle might be back on the bench, which would be criminal. But that's why I'm not a football manager and Chris Davis is. So
that's well, yeah, but for how long, John? no, only joking. Only joking. Coming out of this week with 5 points would be perfect week. It's just we draw with Derby that has things hobbled. Yeah, that was a game I thought we would have got the 3 points. Ideally, we would be sitting on 4 points, but we're not. We're only on 2 points for those games. We'd be happy as pig in muds heading into tomorrow. Yes. Now, obviously, looking at that and taking that thought right there, if we win, and I've already said it multiple times, I've given you heaps of clips, John, of clips to have a dig at me, that we're going to beat Birmingham. And if we get 5 points out of those 3 games, that is an awesome result for us, in my opinion. It would mean that we would leapfrog you on the table. Not that it means a lot yet. I mean, it would leave you on 11 and put us on 12. But it would keep us on that upward trajectory, and it is something that obviously every Wrexham fan is hoping for. You guys get the win. It puts you in the very thick of playoff territory for now.
I kind of subscribe to. I don't really pay too much attention to the table. This division is one of those where, I'll be honest, you don't really pay attention to the table till after Christmas because it is so volatile and usually so tight that, you will get teams which will win 3-4 on the bounce and then lose 3-4 on the bounce. So, a team will go from 15th to 6th and back down to 18th in the space of like 2 months. That's this league. So, it's all about it. As a lot of people say, it's about sort of consistency and just trying to get your average points per game total. That's what you've got to look at.
Yep. And I mean, for me, all I want to see is a little bit of separation from the bottom of the table right now. That's all I care about for this season. Love to make the playoffs, but I'm being a little bit more. Got a little bit more of an Englishman in me now. I'm a little bit more stoic and going, just don't get relegated.
I don't think there's a worry about that really, but no, it's early days.
Why don't we transition into all things Wrexham now that we have the biggest expert in tactical fortitude ready to go? He's all the way from South America, and he did get his tips in, which reminds me, John, you haven't got your tips in yet. But how are you, Victor?
Hello, everyone. Hi, John.
Hi, Victor. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Super I don't know if I made a mistake about the time zone or if anything changed.
That's on me. I changed it. I brought it forward so John didn't have to stay up too late, and it just suited me. So it's 100% my fault, Victor.
I forgot to check, but you didn't send any message about this.
I sent it earlier today, but I mean, look,
I didn't check.
I'm doing boss things right now, and I'm just saying you just got to suck it up and take it.
Nice. But we're here.
Well, it's great to see you. Let's get into a Wrexham breakdown. We've had a bit of a chat about Birmingham. Let's get straight into Wrexham. We'll get you going straight away.
Okay. Well, we have 2 games, two matches to talk about, so I won't come with the screenshots today, otherwise it will take too long. I'll make a summary about the two matches, and my idea was to talk about our first 11, our first 11 that we repeated, and to talk about the way the game model, the way we play, and what each player has to offer in each position. Actually, I won't talk specific. I will talk about the first 11, but I'll talk about our main 16 because counting the five players who always are coming in and tactically what they have. What do you think about this? This is what I planned in a
I love it.
week
I love it.
with
Let's
2
get into
matches. Okay, nice. So let's talk about the first match. Let me think how it can work. I'll show only some screenshots. Let me pick.
This is
Okay.
Victor Technical. See, very good with his knowledge of football. His technical stuff here, he's just tapping away, getting ready.
Yeah.
Says the man who said my headset wasn't working when he had his volume turned down earlier.
Little thing for everybody watching the show right now. Pre-show, I'm going, John, you're on mute. You're on mute. And he's like, and he's looking around like, John's the IT guy too. And he's looking around, he's going, I think everything's right. He left the channel, came back. I'm going, mate, still not working. And I went, I got my volume turned down. I have my volume turned right down.
Schoolboy error.
I'm just here for my looks.
Okay, let me talk about the match. I was planning how I can make it in a better way. Let's talk about the match, and then I can show only some screenshots that I think that are important.
Sure.
But okay, we played against Derby County in a home game and Leicester in an away match, and both draws 1-1. The first one tasted like a defeat. The second one tasted like a win. But in both matches, we had almost the same, not the same scenario, but the same situation where we could defend well. We faced an opponent that also defended well, but they could be better in their clear chances. While again, we wasted some opportunities in the last third. That's the one of the main problems of this team, the lack of quality in the last third. Every time we can find the spaces, we can go towards the box in a good situation, but we miss the cross, we fail the last pass, we take sometimes the wrong decision. So in the first match against Derby County, we had the ball, so we had more chances to create, and this problem was more evident. So that's it. In a general analysis, we did 2 fair matches, especially against Derby County. It could be easily a win. It was not because, again, they defended really well. They were very physical. They won a lot of duels, especially in the air, but they had only 2 chances. This one, the first play of the match, uh, it was in the kickoff, and then when they scored. During the rest of the match, it was only Wrexham creating chances, and not being able to score. Right. Let me see if I have anything else that I can say about this match. No, that's what is on my notes. Like quick
Yep.
note.
I mean,
Anything you guys
quickly,
want to comment?
yeah, quickly then, Victor, and I'll get John's opinion on this too. It was a super physical match, lots of beating up. O'Brien was lucky not to get a red card. I'll get John's opinion on that. But also, yeah, we were the dominant side. We just couldn't finish, and they took their opportunities and made the most of them to get the draw. So that's why it did feel like a loss. John, did you watch any highlights, or I mean, you would have seen the O'Brien challenge for sure.
Yeah, I saw the extended highlights when there's a review show that goes out on late on a Saturday evening or Sunday evening or something. So yeah, I saw the O'Brien one. He's not a dirty player, but that's a leg breaker. It's a horrific challenge. There's no two ways about it. And had the referee seen it, he would have had a red card and 3-game ban. And should have done. Let's be honest. But yeah, got away with it.
Birmingham fan.
Yeah, but
no, I agree.
He got away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Victor's sort of summary of the game is pretty spot on. That is kind of a John Eustace side. They soak up pressure. They rely on being competitive, win the one-on-one battles, win your individual fights. Don't necessarily create an awful lot of chances, but will try and take one or two of those and win games narrowly. That's what they do. And to be fair to him, he's got a very good record in the division of being successful at doing that. So,
that's a fair call. That's a fair call. Well, why don't we'll move on to the Leicester match, because I mean, obviously we came out of Derby with a draw, feeling like a loss, going up to what we knew was what's the right word I can say for it? It was a postcard game for us. It was a big fixture going away to Leicester. It's like you're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. You're playing Leicester in the Championship at their home.
Yeah. I was reading some comments. Morgan said that he thinks that the front three has been the most our strongest and most consistent area. Yeah, in the creation of chances, they are amazing. The way the Windes, Moore, and O'Brien are moving well, creating the spaces and creating quick passes. But when we need to cross or we need to finish, we sometimes we're not doing so well, especially in against Leicester in these two matches. Moore and Windes lost some chances, and against Leicester, we could any one of our wingers of the four who played, none of them could hit a cross. We got only one cross from 13 from Windes. So that's what I'm talking about. We are creating space. We are good enough to create the chances, but sometimes we can't finish them well. And there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes because the defenders are good. That's the case of Derby County. And sometimes in Leicester match, sometimes we will see the place. And sometimes we're just nervous.
Victor, on that front three, would you say that the reason they're starting to look so better is because now that Cabore's regularly starting, the amount of a threat that he is and his ability to get into space just gives them the opportunity to look better. Even if Cabore is not hitting the target all the time, he's definitely creating more opportunities for the front three.
I think that the change before Cabore is Windes, because we were playing with Broadhead on the right, and he's not comfortable on that side. He's more a player to finish in the last third, not to create the space. And Windes is always moving around to create the spaces, and he's the guy who creates the space to Cabore, because he comes back, then Cabore has the free wing to run, to fly. And well, his improvement. Longman is a good guy in this position, but Cabore is way faster, is way stronger than him. Some even if the pass is not so accurate, he gets into the ball and he can make the cross. So yeah, Cabore is an improvement, but the main change was Windes. Let's see a few screenshots from the first match. So when we talk about the second match, we'll see, because some things happen in the two situations. Like this one, in this first situation, sometimes we had this free space between the lines. Sheaf and Dobson, sometimes they were in doubt. In this situation, they lost the duel, and our defenders were not closing enough, were not close enough, and then they could find some space. Here the situations, uh, when we were attacking, how well our front, we can call front five, not only front three, because Longman and Kabore are always advanced, sometimes more than our attacking midfielders. Not the situation. Kabore was in the build up. Moore came here, Windows attacked, then Moore put this ball on Longman, and we choose to shoot. Again, about the duels, but we could defend well. This one thing that happened in the two matches, especially against Leicester, that they had more the ball. We were not pressing so hard. Sometimes we were in a low block, and we could always cut the crosses, make good clearance. Sometimes press who's finishing. So we did this well. Again, what I said about Windes, he's dropping to receive. Dobson open here to receive in the space. Kabore advanced. We can see how well we can create the space. And our front five, because Windows will finish this play stepping in the box. Another situation, Moore dropping, Windows dropping, Kabore Longman, O'Brien attacking. Losing the duels. I'll go quickly through this so we can see again defending well the finishes. So here another good situation, a counter attack. Their defender, I don't know if you guys remember the situation. He just did a miracle because Moore was ready to score. He put his foot in front of Moore and could cut this ball.
Yeah,
That's Dion Sanderson as well, who's on loan from us.
is it okay? Yeah, and that was so that like that was a really. I almost thought that was very close to being a penalty. Not that it was. I'm not saying it was.
Yeah.
I'm just he put his foot up. Moore was heading it. It was so close to being called a penalty. It wasn't funny. I thought.
Yeah. Okay. Here we defended well the transitions. I'll talk more about this, but good pressure after losing the ball. Good to reorganize. But as I said, they also defended well. Very close to the options, but still we could find the space. We could make the ball go around. Then shift is free. Again, we're marking well. Some chances. Another good chance. This one, Moore couldn't control the ball. Another transition.
I feel like Moore needs to be a one-touch scorer. In other words, he needs to be in front of goal, kicking it, but more often than not, a header on goal because of his height. He's not a player. A couple of times he's had a chance to score dribbling and attacking players. He's messed it up. Now, actually, that's a bit harsh to say messed it up, but hasn't finished the opportunity is a nicer way of saying it. And it's just because he's not as good with the ball at his feet.
Yeah. And the best quality is his physical condition and how good he is in the physical duels. Against Leicester, he was not good physically, and for me it was the worst match, the worst game for WREXHAM.
If he starts this next game, Victor, it's going to be Clara on him all night, isn't it, John?
Well, I suppose if he's silly, it will be. But if you're Moore, you would pull onto the other centre half. But it depends who we play there, because at the moment, no one really has a clue. So,
okay, fair enough.
He needs to save energy because in the last match. He was tripping. He lost all the duels, almost all the duels. So it was difficult for him when he's not at least 70% physically.
Yeah.
Okay, here sometimes they could find some spaces. This one, it was a counter attack, but okay, we could uh, defend this ball because we have King Arthur Okonkwo. Two brilliant saves. Then we had the goal. Um, it was a long build up from one side to the other, short passes, make the defenders move around, so we could create the space with Windes and O'Brien always attracting the attention of the defenders. Then Ben Schiff could step up, do this 1-2 with Kabore. Then we had this beautiful moves in the front. Windes attacking the space, so creating doubt in all these players. Moore doing the cross. Moore to the left, O'Brien to the right, so the defenders couldn't decide who follow who. Then we scored. Then when they scored, we choose to press high. Then this guy received. Moore was a little late in this pressure. The goalkeeper could find this guy. Then Dobson, instead of going up to press, he decided to go back to cover all the zone. Then at some point he just forgets about this guy. Then the pass comes into this guy who stepped back. We can see that Clearf is coming up to press him. They can pass back. Then there's a quick pass to this guy who we can see is free, available. Dobson can't see this guy anymore. Our defenders are far away, so they could win this ball. Lewis Brandt was dribbled, and this guy hit a perfect shot.
Clinical finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, clinical finish. I mean, I think we might have a new Birmingham fan in here, John. I'm just too real, and he's a member. Prediction 3-1 Blues. I don't know whether you've seen that handle before, John. Anywhere?
I haven't, and he's a brave man. 3-1 Blues. Fair play to you.
Yeah. Yep. And I did notice Jeff Davis said Broadhead in for Windass this time, so it'll be interesting for Victor's thoughts on that. You keep going, Victor. We'll get to our break, our sort of predictions and everything of the Wrexham Birmingham game in a minute, but I'll let Victor finish first.
Okay. Well, so we kept doing a fair match even after they scored the equalizer. We had this situation. Windes was offside, but he need to score. Even if he's offside, he can lose this chance. Again, we lost. And in the last play of the match, Dobson missed this chance as well.
I think that's the understatement of the day. That ball is heading 80 metres to the right, John.
I was going to say, when that picture was taken, was the ball actually coming to him, or is that after he's hit it?
After.
No, that's after. It's going away.
So the person sitting in row Z in the Swansea Stadium's in a little bit of danger in a minute. So is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's nowhere near it.
That's it. Well, against Leicester, a quick summary. I had less screenshots because I want to show some things that we couldn't see in this one.
Yep.
Let me share and do this quick summary. Where is it? Okay. Okay, now it's on the screen. And Ken left.
He'll be back.
Okay.
I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Nice.
Yep. Here we go. So you want this up, Victor. Here you go. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, against Leicester, we didn't have the ball for a long time. We had the ball in a few situations. They were trying to build up patiently. with a back five, with the two defenders, the two left backs that worked as inverted left backs, so they were building as midfielders, and plus the number 8, uh, forgot his name, Winks, always coming back to receive the ball with space and without pressure.
Quickly on that, Victor. There was a famous racehorse here in Australia called Winks, and every time they were calling Winks in the game, I kept thinking of this. And if you actually look up on YouTube, Winks's wins, the racehorse, WINX, you'll get an idea. It went undefeated for some stupid amount of races. It was like an absolute champion. It was just an offside for me that was kept throwing me every time I heard his name during the call. Okay, back to you.
Yeah, but was the correct Wink?
Winks.
Not with
Winks.
Winks. Okay. Every time I said this name in WREXHAM Brazil transmission, that cartoon with the fairies came in my mind. I don't know if the same name in English, but here we call Winks clubs. I don't know the name in English.
Okay.
But okay. Yeah, but we had the ball for a few time. I talked about the crosses. Morgan said again, he continuing what we were talking about the front three. I didn't talk about the crosses from O'Brien Windes. I talked about the crosses from the wingers when they said they couldn't hit anyone. Well, our team was a little nervous when we could recover the ball. Every time we were just sending the ball back to them and then going back again to recover the ball, but still we could find some good spaces. Again, we could find Cabore a lot of times. Windes and Cabore were understanding themselves very well every time that Windes came back to drop it to build. He could find Cabore. And well, we had the team a little nervous, more not so good physically. And well, let's go to the screenshots to show two problems. Actually, one problem that we had.
Yeah, don't show them all our problems.
What? Oh, okay. Well, when we were defending in a mid block, we could find the good relations, do the long and the short chases. So it was good, but at some point they have really good players, Premier League quality players. So they could easily manipulate this high pressure. Then we decided to drop a little, to not to be so exposed. And then when we drop it, we could defend well. One tactical thing that we had in this particular match is always double man on the wingers, Fatau and Monga, because well, they are really skillful, quick. Fatau, every time when he's 1v1, he could cut inside in other matches, not against us. He could cut side and finish, scored a lot of situations. So we watched this thing good in our opponent. We could defend well. Sometimes the ball was uncovered. We were just sitting here and waiting for them to decide, and that's the problem. This guy is their number 3, their defender. This one is the right back, the left back, the other defender is here, and then the number 8. As I said, they were building with these 5 guys, and every time one decided to go up a little, we were not pressing him. Then that gives time for the player who's carrying the ball to think, and also gives time for the players who are waiting for the ball to move, to find the spaces. This guy received here, he could finish, hit the post. So in the beginning, the goal started in the beginning. The same problem that we had it was repeating until they could score. Here another example, double man on the left winger. And when we could press the ball carrier, they had always had to go back. We fixed this in the second half, especially uh, after they scored. We started to get better in the situation. Then we could find our goal. Okay, here another situation. The number 8 drop it to receive, no pressure on him. What he will do? Find a good pass, good chance for them. We could press well the cross, so it was not very accurate. We could defend. Another situation, they could find the space. We defended well, blocking the shots. And well, every time one of that's the problem when we were defending a mid to high block. If one player lose his pair, they will find the space, they will advance, but we still defending well the box.
Yeah,
And here,
serious quality with Leicester.
what?
Serious quality in their squad. Like, they were able
Yeah.
to exploit deficiencies in our defense from time to time.
And great match from our back three. Our midfielders couldn't defend so well, but the back three, they were really good. And here is when they scored. We can see all the players with the eyes on the ball, no pressure on him, no one close to this guy. Then this guy plays in Welsh national team. He will do what he did. He received this pass, and a flick on pass to this guy, received back, and had time and space, and all he needed to choose where he could finish. Well, and then offensively, we could find the spaces with Cabore. The first chance, it was in the beginning of the match. Moore, the cross was a little behind. Moore had to to do the first touch with the chest. Then the defenders had time to close. He lost the chance. Another situation with Cabore. Windes again, finding Cabore. Cabore passing inside to Windes. He shot over the bar. Cabore again, another pass from Windes, but in this situation he couldn't cross. And this was one of the best chances.
I'm glad this isn't a video. I don't want to watch this video again. It was so butchered.
And here, two situations. One, the first one, the defenders were covering well because they could deflect the ball, so it gave them time to recover and win this tripping on the ball when he had to decide. Windes, Cabore, and Moore, in a lot of situations, they tripped on the ball or on themselves and lost. The defenders were very physical, close to the place, so we lost a lot of situations in this way. And well, the way we scored, another good build up, patiently making the ball go from one side to the other to create the space until we got to the scenario. The ball was on the right, then came to the left, then going back to the right in this situation where Clear was free with a lot of space. So the guy came here, created all the space. We can see that Barnett is here, close to the line. Then this guy needs to cover him, so that gives the space for O'Brien to attack. Clear received, Barnett dropped, received, could turn. Then we can see this guy is coming here. So this guy who's marking O'Brien, he had to left the box to mark him. So that's where we could find the space for Broadhead to come and score after O'Brien winning a physical duel against a guy with 2 meters. That's it. after we scored, we had another chance in a rebound with Broadhead, and a picture to illustrate how Moore performed this day. And then, this was in the beginning. I forgot to organize by time.
Yep.
In the beginning,
I thought the one you're showing before was the O'Brien. Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is the O'Brien one. Yeah.
he just can lose this situation. He just can't. Two
Victor,
draws
I
that
thought-
could be better.
I thought here, we'd go back to that slide with this slide here. If you look, O'Brien, that's O'Brien taking the shot. He was trying to go over the keeper. The defender on the left had just tried to pass the ball back to the keeper. It was a terrible pass. O'Brien stole the ball, and O'Brien just had to do one touch to the left there. And my gut tells me that O'Brien thought that defender behind him there in this shot was right on him, and he wasn't.
Probably.
Like he's like 2 to 3 paces off. He only had to do a short pass, a short tap to the left, and it would have been just a tap in, clear goal.
Yeah. And then he decided to finish with his left foot, while the best option in this situation was the right foot. But he's not a guy who uses his right foot to finish. So yeah, that's our players have some limitations. Like Ben Schiff sometimes is not so good physically. He gets tired early. O'Brien can finish with his right foot.
Yeah. Now, in saying that, O'Brien was our man of the match. He had an absolutely amazing game otherwise.
Amazing.
But this one little passage of play was a chance that, and he will be feeling like, I should have finished that. But he did so many other good things in the match that you can forgive him this.
Yeah. Morgan said should chip it. He tried to chip the ball, but with the wrong foot, with the left one. If the choice is to chip the ball, it's with the right foot. But that's it. A quick summary. Well, we could see the both matches in images. I think that's okay.
And like a quick summary, we're 52 minutes into the show.
The summary of both matches was I did in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know you did really well. But John, have we given away all our secrets now for you for tomorrow's game?
My God.
No, not really. It's interesting. I think obviously you guys against Leicester, you showed the images where you doubled up on their wingers. I wonder. Well, I assume they will do the same with us, because obviously you will play the 3 at the back with the wing backs, whereas we will probably play Patrick Roberts and Damari Gray out wide. And I would imagine in both cases they will double up on those 2 wingers as well. The interesting one will be the Kabore one, because obviously he's your main outlet, I would say, and main sort of attacking down the right hand side. It'll be really interesting, because I know our game plan will pretty much be get the ball to our wide players and essentially push your wing backs back, so it becomes essentially a flat back 5, and then you will struggle to get out. So then you will have less width. That's what our game plan will be. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know who you guys will use with Kabore to double up on somebody like Damari Gray. That'll be interesting.
Well, it'll be Cleworth, won't it?
I would say you use the third wide defender for. You don't use like a Dobson that comes back and helps and covers, and he doubles up.
And on the other side, like actually going back in saying that, the highlight of the game, of the Leicester game for me, was Monga v Kabore. It was so good to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just quality. And the guy two players actually, one who I thought didn't have a great game was Fayez for Leicester, and Chowdhury, who were both, in my eyes, better players than what I saw against Wrexham. And whether that was because Wrexham nullified them well or not, but Leicester is really struggling in the final third.
Yeah, they've not really got any forwards, have they?
No.
They I mean, they've got Daka, who basically can't score goals and never has since he moved there, and they've got the old player they've been playing up front, Gray, not Gray, what's his name? Oh, I forget his name. There's the two brothers, when he used to play for Swansea as well. Ayu, is it Ayu?
Ayu.
Okay,
Yeah. So they got Ayu, who has basically got about as much pace as I do these days, but he's a very gifted footballer with the ball at his feet. So they're very toothless up front. They were against us as well. Their danger is really the central midfield and the wide players. That's their strength.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that in this match against Leicester, I would say that we won, but we didn't. But we got a good result because of the way we defended the box, the way we closed it in the finishes, because they just could create chances from everywhere, but we were good in defending the finishes.
And we were definitely the better side in the second half. No doubt.
Yeah.
Like, I think Parky's tactics, and a lot of people don't give Parky enough credit for this. He wears the opposition down in the first half and then tries to capitalize in the second half. Now, sometimes that looks like really bad, boring football. And in the championships, it's not as easy to do because the benches for all teams in the championship are normally very good. Such good quality that when they bring those, when they rotate players and bring players on, it's almost like a reset for your opposition. But Parky has been very good at doing that and then hopefully capitalizing. And it will be interesting. I'm really looking forward to the Birmingham game because it's a midfield game. It's a game that I still think it'll be like a 65-35 possession or a 60-40 possession to Birmingham. Yeah. But I feel like it's a game we should win.
Yeah, I think that it will be almost the same scenario when we defend that we faced against Leicester. They will have the ball. They have skillful players to work the ball, so they will try to do this. We need to defend well the finishes, but we will play at home, and I hope we will get the first win. we will be more sharp than we did against Leicester. But it will be definitely a great match to watch. Yeah.
Steve Barton, I will not be wearing a Blues jersey. You will notice John's shirt on today. Very, very patriotic fan there in his Birmingham top. I'm liking that.
We need to win tomorrow to equalize because last season they won at home. It was a draw away. So now it's our time to win so we can equalize the whole.
That doesn't really count, because we did finish 19 points above you,
I think Victor's making a very good point there, John. I think we should just even it all up.
Do you really want to go down that route?
Of us winning, yes, I do. And Steve Barton has just gifted 10 memberships. If you do get one, make sure that you thank him. Steve, you're an absolute legend. Yeah, really appreciate that. I'm just too real. Of course, he is with Blues top. He is a massive Blues supporter. You can tell. Yeah, of course. I will not be wearing it, Nick Donlan. Don't even start. I will be wearing my Wrexham kit, and obviously we'll be in red tomorrow. I haven't decided which kit I'm going to wear tomorrow to watch the game. I can't make up my mind. But anyway, it doesn't matter as long as we win. So, yeah, I think... Will John Merrill be wearing a Wrexham kit underneath his Blues jersey? Now, there's more. I don't think John even owns one. And I don't own a Birmingham kit either, just quietly.
I've already told Steve about this. The last person who gave me an opposition shirt, it didn't end well for them. So, just saying.
Ended up on the barbecue. That's right. Yeah.
It did.
Yep. So, it's very exciting. Look, we're only... 21 hours, the game will have already been started. That's how close this game is. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think great coverage today. It's good to talk to you, John, about a bit more in depth about Birmingham. It was really interesting just to get a bit of a feel on where you guys are at.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's I think everyone, especially with us this season, the start is, I think the perception, I think our manager even said it today. If anyone thought we were going to come into this league and just cruise through it like we did League One, I think the word he used was delusional. You don't do that in the Championship. And I think there's a lot of better pundits than me that involved in football have said this week about us. He's still trying to figure out his best lineup. We're still not quite. If you were to ask me what the starting 11 would be tomorrow, I honestly couldn't tell you. I know what I would like it to be, but I don't think it'll be that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then-
probably see some rotation in Wrexham squad as well.
Yeah, I think. I think Windus won't start. Not with that much bruising on his ankle. I mean, the pictures have all been around. We've all seen it. Great analysis by you today too, Victor, on the last two games. And you have tipped Wrexham to win. I did see in your tips.
I always tip Wrexham to win. Is my first rule on footy tips.
Yep. And you're and I'm assuming you're calling the game tomorrow for Wrexham Brazil channel.
What?
Are you doing a watch along for Wrexham Brazil channel tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yep. And John, obviously it's a away game. You said you don't go to away games.
No, not anymore.
Did you want? I'll put you on the spot here now. Did you want to come in and do the game day build up with us tomorrow?
If I get chance or time, I will. It depends whether I'm actually going to be at home at that point. So
okay. What would stop you from being at home?
Depends whether I need to go and pick up my dad.
Oh, right. So pick up your dad and supply him beer to watch the game.
Quite possibly, yes. It depends what he wants. It depends what he wants to do. So, yeah.
Pick him up a 6-pack of Wrexham Lager.
Oh, he doesn't.
He can drink. You can have your IPAs. Or you.
He doesn't drink lager at all.
Well, boys, been a great show. I think we might call it there. We've been going for just over an hour. I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. If you haven't watched Josh's show earlier today, go back and watch that. I know he did a show earlier. Tomorrow we have game day build up. We have watch along. We have extra time. A full suite of shows on game day like we always do. And then before the game starts tomorrow, I will update the footy tips and put them in the Discord. And we'll make sure that John and Paddy get their tips in. But boys, any last words? Thoughts? Well, actually, John, what's your tip for tomorrow for Wrexham v Birmingham?
I haven't decided yet, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm either leaning on a 1-1 or I'm actually potentially leaning on a 2-1 to you. I don't see us winning, not with our current injuries.
Yes. Knew he was a Wrexham fan. Love it.
No, I'm just a realist.
Realist, yeah.
Don't worry, we'll absolutely batter you at St Andrews later in the year, so don't worry about that.
There you go. You've heard it here, guys. You've heard it here. And Victor, any last words from you?
No, I'm good. I thought that we couldn't cover both matches, but we did. I'm happy with this.
Excellent. Well, guys, thanks all for coming in today and watching. Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you'd like to become a member, spend that $3 a month, less than a cup of coffee a month to become a member of the channel. Really appreciate it. On that bombshell, we will see you all again next time.